Alex's Journey into Awesomeness. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Journey into Awesomeness. I'm Alex, and today we're going to be continuing our limited series on Catalog of Unabashed Gratitude by Ross Gay. So, I'm going to pick another great poem today. Stick with me. So today we're going to do a poem called Patience. Patience. Call it sloth, call it sleaze. Call it bummery if you please. I'll call it patience. I'll call it joy. This, my supine congress with the newly yawning grass and beetles chittering in their offices beneath me, as I nearly, drifting to dream, admire this so-called weed, which, if I guarded with teeth bared, my garden of all alien breeds, if I was all knife and axe, and made a life of hacking, would not have burst, gorgeous forth and beckoning these sorts of phallic spires, ringleted by these sort of vaginal blooms, which the new bees, being bees, heed. And yes, it is spring, if you can't tell from the words my mind makes of the world, and everything makes me mildly or more hungry, the worm turning in the leaf mold, the pear's blooms howling forth their pungence like a choir of wet-dreamed boys, hiking up their skirts. Even the neighbor's cats shimmy through the grin of the fence, and the way this bee before me, after whispering into my ear, drips her head into those dainty lips. Not exactly like one entering a chapel. And friends, as if that wasn't enough, blooms forth with her forehead dusted pink, like she has been licked, and so blessed by the kind of God to whom this poem is prayer. Well. Call it sloth, call it sleaze, call it anything you please, but it's poetry, and it's freaking good. I mean, look, this poem is salacious. It is, it's sexy. It's really talking about some awesome stuff, and in a very beautiful, erotic way. But erotic and wholesome, if that makes sense. For me, as regards the law of attraction, well, first of all, I'm grateful for this poem. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. It reminds me of the Song of Solomon in the Bible. And it's something that I'm doing a lot of biblical quotes, really. I don't mean to be necessarily. It's just what's popping up for me. And it's something that it's of the earth. It's earthy. It's sexy. It's of sex. This poem smells and tastes of sex. It's beautiful. It's incredible. And at the same time, from the law of attraction, it shows and it talks about how nature, sex, and all this stuff is about becoming. It's about developing. It's about opening, right? It's about opening to life. It's how life opens to us and how we're able to have a union with life, have an adventure where we dovetail together with life. So think about that. Feel that in your lives. What does that look like to you? What does living life feel like to you in that respect? Is it like it feels to him? Is it that kind of patience? Is it that kind of sleaze? Is it that kind of beauty and majesty? Or are your lives different? Because I'll tell you, my life, it's not always like this, but I wish it were. That's what I got for you today. Till next time. See ya.